Okay. The best room, 1 Peter 4:7 through 14. Be hospitable. Be hospitable. Oh. Be hospitable to one another without grumbling. 1 Peter 4:9. During a January research trip to Germany, I was dismayed to learn that we would be staying at a monastery. I pictured an austere place with no heat, cold stone floors, and hard beds. Instead, I found a warm, welcoming, comfortable room. My colleagues said the monks believed in treating their guests as they would treat Christ. Though they don't live in such comfort themselves, they are content. Robert Herrick, a 17th century English poet, wrote, Christ, he requires fear. Whoever is there, he comes. Ooh, wow, that's almost a hard word to say. To feed or lodge, to have the best of rooms, he give him the choice, grant him the nobler part. Of all the house, the best of all the heart. It may seem easier to welcome Christ into our heart than to open our life. Oh man. It may seem easier to welcome Christ into our heart than to open our life to others. Whether it's a room in our home or time in our schedule, too often we treat people as intruders rather than guests. The Apostle Peter wrote, above all things, have fervent love for one another, for love will cover a multitude of sins. Be hospitable to one another without grumbling. We honor Christ by giving him the best room, our hearts, and by offering willing hospitality to others. I am yours, Lord, yet teach me all it means. All it involves of love and loyalty, holy service, full and glad surrender, and unreserved obedience unto thee. To know love, open your heart to Jesus. To show love, open your heart to others. What's it all about? Romans 9:1-5. I could wish that I myself were accursed from Christ for my brethren, my countrymen, according to the flesh. Romans 9:3. Recently, I was in a crowded shopping area, when I saw a woman plowing her way through the crowd. What intrigued me was the message on her T-shirt, which read in bold capital letters, "It's all about me." Her actions reinforced the words on her shirt. I'm afraid she's not alone. That message is declared by so many men and women today that it could be the motto of our modern world. For followers of Christ, however, that statement simply is not true. It is not all about us. It's all about Jesus Christ and others. The Apostle Paul certainly felt the weight of this reality. He was so concerned that his fellow Israelites would know Christ that he said, I could wish that I myself were accursed from Christ for my brethren, my countrymen, according to the flesh. That is a remarkable statement, far from thinking that it was all about himself. Paul affirmed that he would willingly exchange his eternity for theirs. Paul's teaching is a refreshing reminder of self-sacrifice in a challenging world, that is destructively self-centered. The question we must ask is it all about me? Or is our life about Jesus Christ and the people he came to reach? Think about it. What's it all about? Others, Lord, yes, others. May this my motto be. Help me to live for others, that I may live for thee. Our lives should be marked by love for Christ and others, not obsession with self. I'm only 3 to go. I'll be one more, and then I'll have the last one. Okay. Yeah, let me go ahead and hurry this. Should I hurry this up, or? Alright, I'll give it a shot. In that lesson, Exodus 8:16 through 19. Do not harden your hearts as in it. Okay. Do not harden your hearts as in the rebellion. Hebrews 3:8. During one of my daily walks, I inadvertently walked through a small tornado, a little insect. I didn't think much of it at the time, but later on I found all kinds of bites on my ankles and arms. It seems I had walked through a swarm of gnats whose bites led to uncomfortable itching and sores. This experience gave me a new perspective on the plague of gnats that God visited upon Egypt when Pharaoh would not free the Israelites. The Hebrew word translated lice in Exodus 8:16 to 18 can also mean gnats or mosquitoes, because the insects are compared to the sand of the desert. A swarm of gnats seems the most likely. A pagan priest of Pharaoh who prided themselves in their frequent washings and shavings were now covered with numerous insect bites. God has designed this plague to get Pharaoh to repent and let Israel go, but instead, he hardened his heart. Is God trying to get your attention through some circumstances in your life? Is he trying to persuade you to get back in step with him? We should resist the urge to harden our hearts, but let's instead submit to God and ask him what spiritual lessons he wants us to learn. The sun that hardens clay to brick can soften wax to shape and mold. So too life's trials will harden some, while others purify as gold. God makes us miserable through conviction to make us joyful through confession.